Do you want a way to capture leads, make sales, and keep viewers on your website for longer? Then you need to check out PlayZo. This tool allows you to essentially create games that you can put on your website that will engage users, and they will feel inclined to play these games, which will then keep them on your website. And after they've played your game, you can then capture the leads, and once they've signed up, you can then provide a discount, send them to another page, and essentially create a sale. So PlayZo is currently running a lifetime deal on Appsumo. Let's check out the plans. So there's 5 tiers in total, and the max is $599. And for tier 1, you can get it as low as $59. And the difference with the features across the tiers are the views and clicks per month. So for tier 1, it's 6,000, and it goes up and up all the way to 400,000 on tier 5. There is also scene name records going from 5, and from license tier 3 and above, it's unlimited. There's integration. So for tier 1, it's basic with webhooks, and it goes from tier 2 and above where you'll get advanced webhooks and Google Sheets export, which is nice. And then there are total team members and editors. So that goes all the way up from 1 on license tier 1 to 16 on tier 5. And then you've got AI content generation credits. So for tier 1, it's 15 and goes all the way up to 500 on tier 5. And there are other cool features such as the leaderboard, which is from tier 4 and above. To remove the PlayZo watermark, you need license 2 and above. And custom game sounds and background music, you need tier 3 and above. And the last one is custom game mechanics and complexity. And that's from license tier 4 and above. And that allows you to really go advanced for your game's customization. Most people want to go for the lifetime deals, but if you were just wanting to buy an annual deal, which is 2 years of access, that way you're not tied into a lifetime deal. You also get unlimited views and clicks per month, which is awesome. And that's at $749. So PlayZo was founded in October 2024. It's got 1 to 10 employees. It's bootstrapped, currently in the growth stage, but it is a very complete tool and has some excellent features. The founder is very responsive to questions on Appsumo and emails. They are regularly adding features, and the majority of the reviews are 5-star. And obviously people are getting a lot of value out of PlayZo. So before we begin, I just want to say thanks to the founder for providing access to PlayZo so I can demo the features out. So when you first sign into PlayZo, this is the dashboard screen. And on the right here, you've got all the games, and there are 73 currently. So that's really good. And up here, you can change from light to dark. I prefer it on light personally. On the left here, you've got the sidebar. So you've got the dashboard. You can create a new game. You can go to Shopify widgets. This isn't currently available yet. We'll come back to that later. You can manage your workspace here, and you've got the billing, account, and affiliate. So what's really nice about PlayZo is you actually get to play any of these games. So if I just clicked on this Toblerone one, went to play, and now it will upload the game. So for this one, you actually have to enter your details first. So let's go back to a different one where you can just play it. And this is the editing screen, but I will come to that in a minute. So if we went to play again, and you can see here, it looks really nice. And there's a blurred out background, which looks effective. All the colors match. And they've got their product down here. It says yummy and all natural, which is very effective. It's got some instructions. Let's go to play now. So this is the memory game, and all you need to do is flick these cards and try and match the same card. So there we go, and it'll make a little noise. At the top right, you have a timer, so you have to complete it within that time. And then sometimes it will just give you the reward if you set it like that, and other times you'd have to replay the game until you complete it. Another cool way to capture leads is by creating a crossword puzzle, and you can actually add in your own categories and words. There's also games like Fruit Ninja and racing games. They've literally got all sorts here. So you can actually come into any of these games, go to this edit button, and now you'll be able to edit this game. And you can customize every part of the game. It really is quite in depth. and you can make it tailored towards your brand or your website. So let's add in some options. We can change the favicon here. I've added in my one, which is SaaS LTD Reviews, and my YouTube preview banner image. So that's looks really good. And then we add in the campaign name. So I've filled out these fields. For the campaign name, I've put SaaS LTD Reviews 25 Best Tools, preview title, Best 25 Tools right now, and a description, see the best 25 tools updated weekly. And then we just go to update, and that is being updated, and that will reflect on your game profile. So when you fill out these options and alter them, everything's done in real time, which is really nice. On the left, you'll see the details that I've created. You have the game code, so it's a brick break, the URL. So this is the game that we are creating. So very effective, nice and easy and engaging. We have a few more options on the configure screen. You can have it so you enable or disable the start screen and lead collection screen. At the moment, I've got the enable lead collection screen and the leaderboard screen. Let's also toggle on the enable start screen. And this is basically the order of how these will appear. So first of all, it's the start screen, then the lead collection. But if I wanted the lead collection after the game screen, I can just drag it across there, and it's as simple as that. You go to save changes. You can also add in a custom domain, which means you can host the game on your own domain, which is nice. So that's more tailored for your website and brand. You can whitelist domains, which will allow access to the game in an iframe. And also you can send the lead data via a webhook URL. You can add in emails for notifications. That's a nice option. And you can reset the game to default. Now let's go to analytics. At the moment, it's very limited because we've just made the game, but you can see here, you can see how many people have viewed the game, how many people have started the game, how many have completed, the average duration, and leads collected. So very advanced analytics here. And as we scroll down, you'll see your leads here. You can download them as CSV. You can see how many leads are collected per day on this kind of bar chart, and it has the dates down here. And here is another bar chart with game views, and it continues all the way down. So really nice analytics here. Now there is a ton more customization options here. Let's cover the start screen first. So on the right here, you've got the options, and you'll see on this screen here, on this mobile screen, this is live. So whatever changes you make will reflect on whatever you're doing now. Now we can change the background. So the dimensions and max size need to be either lower than that or the exact same size. So there's no automatic optimization, which should be a lot easier. There's also the play button customization. So you could actually upload your own one, which is really cool. You can change the button size. So if I wanted it more wider, you'll just drag these bars across. If I wanted a bit higher, so you can see everything you do reflects in real time. It can take a little while to load, so that's the only annoying thing, but it's not really a big deal. And moving on, we've got the game screen, and here there are a lot of customizable options. So first of all, we've got the background. So you'll see it's yellow at the back, and then there's the desktop background. So that's how it would appear on the desktop. And you can just change these. Once again, you have to have these exact dimensions and sizes. It would be a lot easier to just have this optimized, because if your image is not the same size, you'd have to go to an image resizer website, which just takes out the whole smooth process of doing this. But once again, it's no big deal. You can also change the ball image here, which is pretty cool. So let's actually change that. And look at that, now we have a tennis ball. So it's as simple as that, and very cool. We've also got the paddle image, which is the bar at the bottom. So you can change that, and you can literally alter everything here. So we've got the brick settings. You could choose how many rows. So if I wanted 7 rows of bricks, and now it will show 7 rows. And of course you could change the columns, the padding, the height, and this all updates in real time. And there we go. Now, as soon as you do update any of these, the game will start playing, and that can be a bit annoying because if it has sound, it will play the sound. So if there was an option to turn that off, it would be good. Next up, we got the power up settings, and you can change the image here, the size of the fireball. Then you've got the brick images, so you can change the colors of these if you wanted. You could change it from bricks to bottles of beer if you wanted. You can also add these to the bin if you wanted, or add a new item, and it's really that easy. You can also customize the timer, so you can change the name of it, the positioning, the font size, the font color, or you can toggle it off. But if it is on, it will add some urgency for the player or the user to complete it in the time. And if they don't, they might want to redo it. You can also change the score text. So once again, you can change the name of it, you can change the positioning and all the other bits. And another nice option is changing the font. So you have a few to choose from, not too many, maybe they could add some more. But if I wanted this one, it would change everything to this particular font, apart from this bit where it hasn't, but you could probably do that on the end screen. Next up, we have the lead screen. So this is when the user will need to fill in their details, and then you can capture their details. So you can change the background image, you can add in different form fields. So the default one is the name. You can change the field names, and the error message, you can say if it needs to be required or not. You can toggle this on for mobile number. So you'll see now it's been added, and they've got all these other fields that you can just add in, or you can toggle them off if you don't want them. And you've got the form settings. So if I wanted these fields to be a bit wider, I would just drag this over here, and those fields should now be a lot wider. And there we go, they are. Now I can just see here that this text here is overlapping the field name. So maybe if I change the vertical positioning or adjust a few settings, I can change that. And yeah, so I put that up, and now it's all the way down here. So you might not want that so far down. So you can really adjust quite a lot of the settings here. It could be more optimized, for instance. So if you drag that up, perhaps it would automatically change it. So a lot of it you do need to do yourself. Then you have all these other options: gap between fields, the font size, font color, background opacity. So sometimes it looks good when you lower it, although you can't see anything now. But yeah, you can change all of that, the input background color. And of course you can alter the submit button. So you can have that as anything you want, change the width, height, all these different options. Then you have the terms and condition checkbox. So some people like this as it's kind of a legitimate thing to have before they enter their details. So if you have that in, they'll feel more inclined to submit their details. So there's all the same options as before. And then of course you have the font family to choose your selected font. And next up, we've got the end screen. So once they finish the game, you'll see they'll have the score. Then you can play again. You'll see a leaderboard, and it will tell you the minimum of 100 to win a reward. So you've got pretty much the same options as before, but there are a couple of new ones, such as the outcome cases. So if you get 0 to 99, you lose. If you get 100 plus, you win. And then you can add in a coupon code down here. So if they win, it will say, congratulations, you won 10% off. And if you want to adjust this, you'll come in here and see this pop-up screen where you can change the view type, so win or lose, the outcome, hero text. So if you wanted to give 30%, you could do that. Then you can enable all these different options: leaderboard, button settings, play again, and call to action settings. So you can set a link for call to action URL. You can change the coupon settings. So when they put in the coupon code, you can have it as whatever you want. So it's very professional. You can also add in another case. So you could change it from the outcome range to 50 as a minimum to 70. And if they got in between that, you can have it as a win or a lose. So very advanced stuff. And now you've got a choice of font family, the hero text, which is probably Lego at the top there. You can add in your call to action or change the icon image. You can play a game. You can adjust the play a game button with all the same options and customizable options as before. You can also change the score text and the leaderboard button. So a lot to do here. Next up, we've got the leaderboard screen. So this is what it will look like here when the user clicks leaderboard. Of course, you can change the background. You can adjust the back button and the leaderboard UI. Instead of player, you could have user, and now that will reflect onto the leaderboard screen here. So you could change the score, header text, and the rank header text. And if there isn't any data available, you can change that text to no data available or add in something different. And there are a lot of different settings to customize here. You've got the user section where you can toggle that on or off, change the rank text and all these other bits and bobs, and the leaderboard title. So you can have that on or off and change the text. And let's go to mechanics and audio next. Now this says game controls up here, and now we can change the power up settings. So there's a few things to do here. You can change the max multiplier. So I could have that as 3.4. And now it should show all these max multipliers, which it did a second ago. They're all falling down. You can also change the ball speed. So if I want it to be really slow, I would lower that. And now you should see this reflect on the game. So look at that, really slow now, nice and easy. You got the fireball probability, the increase per hit. And this is almost like creating a new game and having it adjusted to exactly what you want it to be, but without any of the coding. You can also add in different background music. So they have a few to choose from here, or you can upload your own. So that's really cool. And I just noticed here, if you had a match sound, you can add in your own sound effect if you wanted. And last but not least, we've got the loading screen. So at the moment, it's got this little loader here, which looks effective, and you can upload your own SVG loader animation. You can also choose the color of the loader. So if I wanted it as red, now that would reflect on there. You can also select the loading animation. So they've got quite a few nice ones to choose from. Let's look at trail effect. That looks pretty cool. And then you got expanding circle and bouncing square. So there are a few to choose from and they all look great. So once you've adjusted all your settings, you can preview it in a live screen here. And if we go to play, this is with the latest updates. So you can see I've got the slow ball and the different fonts, etc. And if you're happy with your game, you can just go to publish. Now you have a few options here. You can copy the game URL. You can send it to whoever you want and they'll be able to access that game. You also have the embed code where you can just copy this HTML code and paste that into an iframe and then you can play the game from there. You also got a floating widget code and you'll just copy this and paste that into the correct area on your website. You can also share the game via Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, or with a QR code. So you download it and then you could share it like that. And when someone's signed up to your lead form or they've played a game, you can just come to your analytics. You can download the leads data by CSV, export to Google Sheets. So if you had a client, you can do that for them. So talking of clients, if you do want to sell some of these games to clients and you also want them to be in their own workspace, you can just come up here and go to add new workspace. Now, I can add up to 3 workspaces, but that's because for this particular demo, it's based on tier 3. So each tier represents one workspace. So for tier 1, it's 1 and 2 is 2 and 3. So as you go up, you get additional workspaces. So that would come up to a lot of money, but at the same time, they need to make money and make this tool sustainable for the future. And then each workspace can have team members and other data that they can access. So under manage space, you will see that you can add in your own details here, such as a logo, your name, company site. Then you can go to user access, and depending on your tier or your subscription, you can go to add user, and for mine at the moment is up to 5. And you can change the roles. You can add the email here and it will send a email to that particular person and then they can sign up. And you can have it as admin, so best for business owners and company administrators. You can choose editor, so those who need access to make things happen. And then you've got analysts, so who need full access to analytics data, but don't need to update business settings. So some nice options to choose from. Then you have your account details. You can change all of that here. Choose what data to export. And there are a few options such as view my data, rectify, restrict processing, object processing, automated decisions. And you can delete your account, which I'm sure you won't want to do. There's also Shopify widgets, and this isn't currently out yet, but it says here your widgets and banners. How to use widgets: you just go to your Shopify admin, online store and themes, click customize, add section, choose PlayZo game widget, select your banner, and it's as simple as that. And you can also choose floating widgets. And this would be really good for Shopify because you can add a discount code at the end to try and promote a product or your shop. Okay guys, so you can see how effective creating a game for your website would be. Okay guys, so that's pretty much all the features for PlayZo. This is their website, it looks great, and this is their pricing plan for subscription. So this $69 is actually based on license tier 1, which is $59, so a lot cheaper here. And $299 is actually based on between license tier and free. So you get really good value for money here on Appsumo. Some other cool things to note: that PlayZo is actually mobile friendly, which is absolutely essential in this day and age. There's also a bunch of help documents, which is really good to see, and they have been updated recently, and they are very in-depth as well with images. So I really like this, and it shows that this product is in the game for the long run. Okay guys, so the big question is, would I recommend PlayZo? And I would say a definite yes. It can really engage users. It can keep them on your website for longer, which is good for ranking higher on Google. You can promote products by adding a discount code afterwards. You can capture leads, and basically you can really promote your website. Okay guys, if you like this review, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell for more reviews coming up. And I will see you on the next one.